Greeting friends, wherever you are. Welcome to the International Webinar Ambassador and Young Leader 2020. With me, Fauzia Farhan Yusuf, who will accompany a great speaker and moderated as the Master of Ceremony during this event. The theme of this event will discuss about the significance of regeneration and transition in preparing global leader in its live session. And this event will take over 2 hours from 1 until 3 p.m. time local Jakarta, and which will be moderated by Fatma from PPI Malaysia for the first session and Mr. Muhammad Gafi Iskandar for the second session. For your information, this event aims to stimulate a sense of awareness of the significance of international competitiveness, extensive networking, and global collaboration among Indonesian people. The ultimate goal is to overcome the present day global crisis and seek for an opportunity to lead the world. More of this event objectives are elaborated as sharing the world best practice and strategic scenarios against COVID-19, promoting overseas Indonesian Student Association Alliance leader to the world. Furthermore, have been present with us today our greatest speaker, and please allow me to introduce them. For the first speaker, we have Ms. Intan Irani as Overseas Indonesian Student Association Alliance Coordinated 2016-2017. And for the second speaker in the first session, we have Mr. Pan Muhammad Faiz as Overseas Indonesian Student Association Alliance Coordinator 2013-2014. And for the second session, we have Mr. Febri H. Didin as Overseas Indonesian Student Association Alliance Coordinator 2010-2012. And then, in the last speaker, we have Mr. Zulham Effendi as Overseas Indonesian Student Association Alliance Coordinator 2012-2013. Before we begin our event today, I would like to inform you that in this event also we are raising funds for COVID-19, especially for our medical teamwork who are at the forefront against the COVID-19. If you want to donate, please revert to the bank account number or scan the QR code as shown below or on your screen. And thank you very much to all of you who has contributed in this donation. And I'll pass this item to the moderator, Mrs. Fatma. The stage is yours.
All right. Thank you, Miss Fauzia, for your kind introduction. So I will start with an opening first. So this session discusses the importance of the sustainability through the regeneration strategies and effective transitions in preparing world leaders in various fields. And these both speakers will share their experience during their working period in the Overseas Indonesia Student Association Alliance and discuss the best mechanism to boost the competencies and also analyze the opportunity and challenge for becoming a global leader in their respective fields. So for the first speaker, I will invite Mr. Pan Muhammad Faiz, the former of the OISSA's coordinator for the period 2012 and 2013. So for the Mr. Faiz, this time is yours.
Okay, thank you so much, Ms. Fatma and Ms. Fauzia. And first, I would like to say many thanks for the committee of OISSA. I think it is a very prestigious and also it's beyond our expectation as one of the co-founders of OISSA, or Overseas Indonesian Student Associations. Please allow me this afternoon and greetings also for all the participants and audience from YouTube channel of PPI Dunia. I will just share my experience regarding the transitions and regeneration of OISA and how to prepare the future global leaders of Indonesians. Allow me to share screen because I've prepared some slide, so it will be easy for you, the audience, to understand and follow my presentation. Okay, 1 second. Yep. So my name is Pan Muhammad Faiz. I'm the former coordinator of OISSA 2013-2014. Currently, I'm a senior researcher at the Indonesian Constitutional Court that has a main task to assist constitutional judge. So my background basically is related with international and constitutional law. But today, I'm not going to talk about that academic perspective. Rather than I'll just share my experience in participating or involving in the organizations. First, I'll let you know that my presentations will be divided into 4 chapters. One is experience in OISSA. Second is about transitions and regeneration of OISSA, as the committee sent the letter to me that I also have to talk about the leaders' competency that should be developed for young Indonesian leaders. And lastly, but not least, is preparing Indonesia's future global leaders. Let's start with the first experience that I received when I involved in the OISSA. But I will start with the early beginning of Indonesian or OISSA development. Fortunately, I was involved in declarations, the official declaration of OISSA in 2007 in Sydney before the President Susilo Bambang Yudhoyono. At the time, I was the president of PPI India. So I did a master at the time. And we gather in Sydney just to declare we have what's so-called OISSA, an international network for Indonesian students overseas or abroad, and we have several activities. But basically, we start from the scratch. For example, in 2007, I created mailing lists. Probably millennials nowadays doesn't know what is mailing list. It's kind of like an email. You become a member of email group. Then if you send an email, it will be blasted to all the members of the group emails. And we also have using Yahoo Messengers. But today we can use WhatsApp, Line, even Instagram, and it's very limited. We don't have like a video conference at the time. So it's really, really limited media to communicate each other. And fast forward, when I studied my PhD in Australia, I attended an international symposium of PPI Dunia in Bangkok in 2013. And at the time, I was appointed as the coordinator of OISSA, even though I'm not, some of us become participants and they nominate me, and almost only just one candidate. But fortunately, one of my colleagues from Turkey, he also submit or apply to become candidates of coordinators. But that's only just a dynamics of the OISSA. And after I got selected or elected, then I established a vision for OISSA. In Indonesia, I make a short term of SKB. It consists of synergy, consolidations, and contributions. Why I introduced these visions? Because I saw at the time that the consolidations of OISSA, it's still lack and weak. There is like there should be a mutual understanding between OISSA as the central board and the member of PPI in each country. So you can see that we only have several staff or committee in OISSA at the time. Even in 2013, it's 7 years ago. So I introduced regular international meeting using webinar. At the times only Skype available, but today we have Zoom. We have such kind of this media. You can have a CloudX and other things. But that's the aim is to make mutual communications between the OISA members, and also through socialize the program, to disseminate program and make a cooperation each other. Because once Rollo message, communication leads to community, and there is understanding, intimacy, and mutual valuing. So the transition and regenerations, at the time as a coordinator, I was supported by what I said triple T. What is triple T? It is Turkey, Tunisia, and Taiwan. They are the regional coordinator of OISA. So only 5 peoples on the board of OISA. Only the coordinator, it was me, and then 1 secretary. Even before my period or before my leadership, there was no secretary at all, and only 3 coordinators. We don't have any committee. We don't have such kind of this fabulous committee engaging and connecting each other. We don't have like Ferrari, like nowadays, a very good program of OISA, just only 5 people trying to manage. So just make it simple. Consolidation is our first priority. So after the achievement of synergy and consolidation, because contribution, it should be given for a long run continuously. So PP Dunia was well accepted by all members. And luckily, even in Japan, in international symposium, some of members still nominate me to continue my period in PPI Dunia, but I refuse it. So the question is why? Because I don't have any personal interest with OISA, and I want to introduce what we call regenerative leaderships. Introduce this one is to achieve, to transform people and organization for sustainability in different aspects. So it's quite funny that they force me to continue the leaderships, but there is also one candidate. So in front of all the members of PPI Dunia in Tokyo, I refused the nominations because I know 1 year is enough. Then I should give an opportunity to the others to get experience, particularly for the younger generation or younger people. So that's the journey, a simple journey of OISA where I involved, starting from the declarations until become the coordinators of OISA. So the next part is the committee asked me what is the most interesting experience on transition and generation that I got or I received. So after trying to think deeply, I feel that ladder and leader philosophy. What is ladders? In Indonesia is tangga. It means that you have to encourage people. You have also to push people, because every generation should be regeneration. You cannot just tap and stand on your positions for a long time without giving opportunity to others. So to become a leader, you have to provide ladder. So all the people after you can come and step up one by one and then change your positions. Because why? Mostly the new leaders, they probably will bring new innovative, new ideas, new argumentations, and they can bring what we call is just to follow what is the development of modern and society, including the technology. So the ladder and leader philosophy. So what are the competencies that the young generations should prepare? This is young, not you. So basically, this is a very the foundations. There should be 3 Qs. What is 3 Qs? One is IQ, intelligence quotient, and then emotional and also spiritual quotients. Another can add also as social intelligence, such kind of these principles, and also prudence and conflict management. As a leaders, yeah, you have to be wise, because it's not easy to become a global leaders, because you will face people with different cultures, different values, even different experience, including in OISA. It's not easy to manage and to handle more than 40 organizations in each country of PPI, in each country. They have their own values. That's what I felt when I become the coordinator of OISSA. So like conflict management in any organizations, when you become a global leaders, you should have skills on how to resolve a conflict, either among the organization or outside the organizations. Then you should have to have a courage and decisions making, because it's better to have decisions but it wrong or false rather than doesn't make any decisions because it always wrong. So that's the things that the global leaders or even national leaders, you can also use these principles. The third thing is about cross-cultural knowledge. If you want to become a global leaders, and I did my master's in South Asian, and then I learned my doctoral degree in Australia, and I found there are different values that you have to learn. That's why we have to learn also cross-cultural knowledge. Even I learned from all the college when I become a coordinator of OISSA. I learned how the cultural and values in Middle East, for example, compare with Europe, America, and Africa. So that will give you and will enhance the knowledge of you when you have a good relations or have a bigger network in your life. And you should also focus on the area of expertise and competence, because you cannot want to brilliant in all fields. You have to choose several, one or two, but you're expert in the area. And with that expertise, people will know you, and then people will believe you. And sometimes they will give you a trust and a chance to do some project, to lead an organizations, because you have an expertise in your area. But rather compare with you trying to be an expert in all fields, but you cannot achieve that, then people just say you are just a normal person compared to one person with a single or several expertise. And you cannot leave interpersonal skills, the influence skills, and even political skills. I know that some students very reluctant and even allergic when we say about political skills, but believe it or not, even if you are trying to convince persons, that's the small definitions that you are using your political skills, the rhetorics, influencing people to follow you, and even to invite others to joining the organization. That's the simple example of how you're using your political skills. And this is some of competency. Of course, there are many. Due to the short time of my presentation, I cannot elaborate or explain more than this. Next, after we know the competencies, the question is how to boost or to develop our competencies. First, we have to learn and never surrender, because in one of my life principles is learning is a never-ending process, and it's need an improvement, and you have to be positive. You have to learn from mistakes and failures. Sometimes people get down, but they have to rise up, and you have to be active and positive to accept positive change, including criticism. You have to accept any criticism if you want to be a stronger, you want to have a stronger characteristic of you, then you have to accept criticisms towards you. You have to focus, identify your competency, and keep working on strengthening them, as I explained previously. You have to gain more knowledge of different fields. Although you are expert in one field, but you have to gain to widen your knowledge in different areas, because again, in terms of to be a global leaders, you have to know many things, not only just your background, your single background, but you have to know others. And the important things, when you have learned the theory, like this, for example, you need to practice it. Yeah? The practical skills, in many ways, you have to do that. Some improvement will be achieved when you do it constantly. If you try just one or two times and you fail, and you have to do it because constantly is the key. In Indonesia, in the local language, we call it as bisa ala biasa, because you have you do it constantly, frequently, then you will get the improvement, including joining some groups and clubs, for example, PPI or OISSA. First, you will build a bigger or wider network. You will get more experience, and you will learn from others that you think they are a better persons in terms of skills, capacity, even language, and then many other things. And this is the question that mostly raised to me about how to manage the time when you're students and when you work, but you have to involve in organization. So time management is very important. Manage your time wisely. For example, today you have to be better than yesterday. It means tomorrow you should be better than today. So time management, manage your time wisely. It is the important factors how to boost the competency. If you cannot manage your time, then you should focus, for example, one or two things that you think that you can get an improvement, either its skills, personality, and other many things, knowledge, experience, network, etc. So we should also know the opportunities and challenges for becoming a global leaders. I'm trying to mix it because, again, we only have a short time. For example, some opportunities that we can have today, educations. I feel that there are broader opportunities to study abroad and gain experience overseas. I remember that when we declared OISSA in 2007, it's not only attended by Indonesian students overseas. At the time, there are Indonesian from 8 different countries, but we also invite some student leaders. I remember the presidents of student councils from UGM attend the declarations, including in OISSA. And you can also join several conferences, for examples. The technology that we have today, you can use it. You will get a bigger opportunity by advancing the use of technology, for example, such kind this media, this forum. And of course, there are many challenges, not only even becoming global leader, even national or regional leaders. First, if there is a conflict and adaptations, how to handle cultural conflict that I said before, because as a global leaders, you will not only lead Indonesian people, sometimes you have other citizens on your team or on your committee, and how to adapt your own behavior, because you have to know, as I said, cross-cultural knowledge, then you have to practice it. And another challenge is the shared goals, how to create shared goals and implementing shared work. Relationship as well. So you have to manage the relationship vertically and horizontally. What does it mean by vertically and horizontally? Vertically mean if you have a brand, for example, OISSA. OISSA is a overseas Indonesian. This is the main, but you have your brands, for example, let's say brands or a company, for example, in Indonesia, in other region, that then you have to maintain the relations vertically. And horizontally, you have to maintain your relations with your team on your organization itself, not outside the organizations. And you also have to prepare every situation, including an external force. Understanding and managing external force, what does it mean? There is like influence from government. You have to know about the legal, historical, economics, and even politics if you want to become global leaders. I don't think that there is a good global leaders who only know one field of knowledge, for example, legal or history or economic, but at least they should know. And of course, they can ask from the expert, but actually you should know the basic knowledge on such kind of this field. And a good leader also have to prepare every situations. Even sometimes people say that you cannot prepare everything, but you should try to prepare everything, every situation, every cultural setting, and every challenge. Therefore, in my personal opinion, a global leader do need to think and act in new ways. You cannot just using a conventional approach or ways, but you should have to think and rethink what is the new ways and approach that we can implement to solve the problems, the common problems or the new problem. And last but not least, the simple way, of course, there's tons of lists. How can we prepare Indonesia's future global leaders? But based on my experience, if I can share, first, we should give opportunities, provide them with many opportunity to see the world by studying, become a member of fellowship, internship, conference, give them or open a new window from them so they can see the world. They will know what is the strength and the weakness of each country and its society, so they can compare with our own country, our own society and people, and try to think how to solve the problem and how to enhance or trying to fill the gap and the weakness that we have. We also have to encourage them to involve in global activities, for example. This is an auto-critiques or self-critiques for me at self or others, that when once you involve in PPI, in mostly in every country, then you forget to make a broader connections with locals or with international leaders. You are comfortable talking in Bahasa Indonesia with your own members and just serving them, but you forget sometimes that one of the aims or goal of PP Dunia is to promote Indonesia, and by having relations with locals or other international leaders, directly or indirectly, we also promote Indonesia, particularly the Indonesian values and cultural things. So we should encourage them. Learn and practice that I said. You can learn the theory, but if you only just learn it, never practice it, then you will know whether the theory is same with the reality. Because as we know that, for example, we studied in university, not all the ideals, right? The good things, it's same with the reality. So we have to learn the theory, but you have to practice it. Whether it is similar, essential or not, then we will know it. Last but not least, as many people say it, think global, act local. But I add one more principles. We should act local, think global for the greatest benefit of Indonesian people. If it is only for the benefit of yourself, then you will not give contribution for a bigger audience. So that's just my experience, just sharing. We can have more understandings, mutual understandings, and we can learn each other during the Q&A question and session visions. And if you want to, any audience want to contact me, they can contact through my email or through my social media. And this is my just organizational experience from elementary school up to the OISSA coordinators. So I hope I don't spend too many times, Fatma. I will give the floor for moderator. Thank you. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Thank you so much, Kak Faiz, for the awesome presentation. So I will make a quick sum up. Kak Faiz already tell us about the regenerative transitions and regenerations during his period, and also for us to do the next innovative thing. So I So, as I sum up, regenerative leadership is aimed to transform people and organizations for sustainability in different aspects. And then the most interesting experience on the transitions and regeneration is a ladder and leader of the philosophy. And also, to boost the competencies, we need to learning from the mistake and the failure, and active and positive, including the criticism, and also gain more knowledge and get to know each other to improve our skills. And also, the last thing that I interesting is about think global, act local, but for the greatest benefit of the Indonesian people. So. For the next sessions, we'll continue to Kak Intan Irani. My this time is yours.
Thank you, Fatma. Hello, everyone. So nice to meet my fellow coordinator again, Mas Faiz. I hope you are well.
Yep.
So,
Nice to
hello,
meet you
everyone.
too,
So my
Intan.
sorry,
Nice to meet you too, Intan.
nice meeting you again. So, hello, everyone. My name is Intan Irani, and then everyone call me Intan. I am the coordinator of this big organization. We call it PPI Dunia in 2016 until 2017. And I'm very proud being one of the coordinator and to be in the very big family until nowadays. And then I'm an architect in my daily basis activities. Um, Nowadays, I live in Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia. Uh, and then I am such long time, like it's been a long time. I never get in charge again for this organization. So in this today, in this opportunity, I would like to say congratulations for all the people inside this organization. It's such a very great movement that you guys are very proactive, very creative as well, and then making this online seminar as good as possible. And then knowing you are also invited a lot of very great speakers locally from our country leaders is also uh, makes me proud, like what the achievement that PPI Dunia and OISSA get until today. So as we already heard what Mas Faiz explained before, and indeed is very detailed. And then I think as people who listen to his explanation must be gain something. A few key points that he he throw in the explanation also remembering me like the day when I become the coordinator. So again, like basically, I've been elected in 2016 in Cairo. We had a symposium in Cairo those time. One time that make everyone amazed for the first time as well that those I'm the one until now. I hope in the future there's always a female coordinator. So until now, I'm the one female coordinator for this big organization, OISSA or PPI Dunia. And then I've been elected in the place which is Middle East that maybe in a very conservative way, like there's no chance woman becoming a leader. So the first thing when we decided to make me a leader, I think there's a time, uh, a very good movement from our organization. to accept what is really going on those time, and what is the let's say the best for our time those times. So uh, that's something that I really appreciate when I need to run this organization since the first day. And then I've got we call it seven activities very important from the symposium that I need to run for the whole year. We call it tujuh rencana aksi. And then in the 1 year, I made like few of the division, and then I called many people to help me running this organization. But one thing approach that I always uh, forward to people, like what is your tips, what is your trick to run this organization? Definitely I made it very personal. What is the meaning of made it very personal? I don't know anyone here, and then the way that to approach everyone that want to be successful running this organization together, not only for today but for the following year, is you really need to know your partner. So we are having almost 50 leaders in every country, and then I scheduled myself to contact them one by one. um, Not, I think I just did it for the 3 months if I'm not wrong. And then I sang hi to them, and then I made an approach. What is your project in your country? Do you need like any help? What is the activities or the event that you want to connect with PPI Dunia? So there's a personal approach that until now is very valuable, because we we are making a friends. I think in the end, if you are decided yourself attending some organization, the most important thing in life in the end, you are having a friends, you are adding a friend. So uh, that personal approach is really helpful. And then um, I have the different background with the others coordinator. So not like the other coordinator, they are having a very strong, and let's say my Masfa is a very strong in law, and then the other in international communication, or maybe the other one is related with the government fields. So I'm totally like different. So being a designer for this organization, for the first time that you think it won't have enough, it never have enough. So I really make myself digest to knowing what is going on in this uh, country. Example, like my what I did is I really tried to read like a lot of things. It's not about economic, politics, and then psychology, whatever the knowledge is related with human beings. And then I make myself like have a sharing moment with a lot of people with different professions. And then if I have like some issues with this organization, I call my mentor. I called like my fellow coordinators. I called my let's say seniors who is working exactly in these issues, in these fields, in this profession. Yeah, because I know nothing. So a very strong uh, attitude that you need also have as a leader is, if you know nothing, don't be afraid to ask everything, even though you are the top of the leader. So that's what I did, another approach from me. And then third part that I think the most interesting being a coordinator is you have a very huge variable of networking. I never imagined in my life it's such a very blessing moment those time. Everyone can approach me, easily can approach me. And then in the feedback, I easily can approach people. People with a very like in the top management has a very important position, or people has a very good deal of networking. I can easily like approach them. And then the advantages with this situation is always back to organization, always back to PPI Dunia. The other thing is if I have the meetings, or if I want to being creative, make like one event or one activities. Meanwhile, I was mostly my time is in Indonesia. I always ask, and then the people from the other country, of course, in the same organization who lives in Jakarta, let's say, to get involved and then to go meeting together with me. So example, when we had a meeting in DPR, or we have a meeting in one of the television in Indonesia, example like Net TV, I always called everyone in the group like I have this agenda, and then the topic of the meeting is this one. Everyone is invited. So I want everyone in this organization to have same network, same knowledge with me. So there's another approach when I'm becoming a coordinator this time. The other thing is a very clear explanation from Mas Faiz that you are a global leader, you have to ready for the world. So despite running this organization and being a coordinator, I was working globally as well. So basically, I think as a person, you have to really realize what you really like in life. So like me, I really like to working abroad and living abroad. And then the adaptation being of this human being as well is very important for your future. So when I was becoming the coordinator, I am divided myself living in Italia, and then I got the opportunity to work in London, and then sometimes I back to Jakarta. So like with this old environment and a very internationally experiences, I believe that you have to be very open-minded as a person, as a leader, and then you have to be very smart. And then if you know, of course, you're not that smart enough, you have to know like what is the step to make it you smart as a leader. And then like despite for everything, don't forget to also like be kind. As a leader, there's no such thing you are very not flexible as a person. So because we are the challenge as well, becoming the coordinator in PPI Dunia is we are contents of many profession, many background. We live in different cultures. We live together, running this organization with different gap of ages. So there's also a challenge. And then yeah, become a leader, you have to really listen to people. What is like the people from the region Asia, Oceania wants, and then what is the activities needed from people from Middle East region, let's say. Yeah, so that's the thing. But again, the most excite me always. Uh, I still can do you know, a very good networking and have very good adaptation, becoming a leader. Meanwhile, I can still uh, digest internationally knowledge surrounding from my work experiences. So I think for this time, I also interested more if people make like questions. So I'm going to leave to the Fatma again, and then to my fellow coordinator, to just together we make this conversation alive. So yeah, that's from me. Yeah, just back to Fatma then.
All right, Kak Intan, thank you very much for your sharing experience. That was really awesome. So I will make a quick sum up. So Kak Intan is the former OISSA coordinator for period 2016-2017, and Kak Intan also the first female coordinator during all of this period so far. So is very inspiring. Is inspiring woman also in the figure of our millennial era, and also Kak Intan share about her experience during lead the OISA organizations, OISA system. So she also mentioning about we also adding friends, make new family, helping each other, and also Kak Intan also uh, we need to being a creative, smart, and also to be kind. Also, we need to respect each other. So, Kak Intan always use those kind of method, and also being a leader, and you need to really listen to people and adapt a new surrounding. Also, she share about her working experience into during her period of system in the OISAs. So I will proceed to the next discussions with the Kak Intan and Kak Faiz. So these discussions also um we got some collective question, Kak. So for the first the first questions that I want to ask is about in what ways can we prepare for the Indonesian global emerging leaders? In what ways can we prepare for Indonesian global emerging leaders? And you yeah, maybe for Kak Faiz first can answer these questions.
Okay, thank you, Fatma, for the questions. I also want to greet the audience. If I'm not mistaken, from the YouTube channel, there is this audience from Malaysia, China, India, Russia, Saudi Arabia, Oman, and Japan. So this is important because this forum is a global forum because the audience is from many countries. So regarding the questions, how do we prepare? As I explained that we should give opportunity first. Ka Intan just explained and share her experience that the opportunity comes to her and she can make it and prove it that once opportunity come to you, then you will show it that you have skills, you have a personal skills, you have a good leaderships. So the things is an opportunity. Provide them with many opportunity, including involving in the international levels or starting from local or national levels. That's the first thing. And again, you should and we should encourage the Indonesian young leaders, right, to know and to feel the experience to become an international community. Of course, to become international communities, it becomes strength and weakness in one side, that you have to um, expert in language. So we have an international language, at least an English language for communicate. And I also follow several sessions before these sessions, how all the leaders of PPE in many countries, they are very fluent in communicating and delivering or conveying their ideas in international language. This is one of a models for us to introduce Indonesia and to become a better global leaders. Another things that again you should learn and never quit, because learning is a never-ending process. Our knowledge is probably just one things out of an ocean. That's why we have to improve our experience, knowledge, skills whenever or wherever we can learn from others. So global leaders can be created, but we have to give opportunity to them. If not, then who will regenerate the leaders for Indonesia itself? So that's some of the ideas that come up from my mind regarding the question from Fatma.
All right, Kak Faiz. Yeah, Kak Intan, maybe you can answer it.
Okay, I just like following what Faiz said just now. So regarding the opportunity, so I've been knowing that the most successful person is a person who take the opportunity first. So who is willing to take the opportunity first. So for the leader, like no one really have the perfect match uh, with your background, and then can serve perfectly whatever the organization is. But then again, like the ability to willing to take an opportunity in front of you is one of the step ahead. So me and Faiz explain, I think, pretty clear our experiences with the key points. I hope everyone hearing us can get that points. Uh, and then yeah, back again. Like after that opportunity, I think need to have several sharing moments with everyone. So uh, like never underestimate like everyone in front of you. I mean, like everyone can easily like give you a knowledge, becoming a great leader in the future, or maybe can give you like a very huge opportunity. You never know. So again, what I'm trying to say is, yeah, take the opportunity first.
All right, Kak Intan.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, Kak.
Yeah, okay, Fatma.
Okay. All right, Kak. So both of Kak Faiz and Kak Intan say that we need to take the opportunity, and also we need to, yeah, being an innovative, also being creative, and also being active, and also sharing knowledge to our friends, especially for make an impact, and then make a movement, even it's start from small. So for the next questions, Kak, what is the most critical element of leadership that you have acquired from your experience as a student organization member in your community, culture, traditions, ritual, or from the OISA? And how do you believe it can be implemented in this new era?
Who first? Me
Oh,
first?
okay, yeah. Kak Intan first.
Okay.
Okay, I think it's very basic. I mean, I always believe with the human connection. So the opportunity to listen to people is very important. I just remembering like all the experiences because you have like different backgrounds. That's a challenge indeed for an organization. Like every division really requesting for their tasks what they are needs to run to make it successful, to be in one vision and mission. So the method again is you have to have a very good human connection each other. Even though like sometimes of course you have disbelief or you have a period of argumentation with your friend, but there's always a solving problem. So despite of everything, always put the vision and mission first, what you want to achieve together. Never think about yourself, or never ever think as well about uh, like what spark, what network, what is advantageous of, for you. It's always like what is the best for your organization, what is the best solution. But and then again, I just believe, and then you have to be kind. That's it.
All right. Kak Faiz.
Okay. Interesting questions. This is based on my experience during my or journey organizations. You will learn from the experience, not from textbook. You can learn a lot of theory, for example, organizational management, but you will not get the value if you're not involved in organizations. So, for examples, one of the elements that I learned and I received from my journey involving in organization is about the meaning of responsibility. It teach you what is how to responsible with just only a task from your president or organization president, from your coordinators, and then you will know and learn and implement when you are working in the real reality. For example, in the office, in another organizations and other things. Secondly, is the value of togetherness. In organization, as we know, mostly it's voluntary. You will not be paid for doing something. It's different with a professional or profession career. So you have to make others, your fellows committee, your members comfortable with you. Listen to them, because one of the philosophical things of leader is to serve them, not to be served. If you are leaders, don't expect that people will serve you. Vice versa, we as a leader, you as a leader have to serve them. And of course, as a leaders, you have to show them how to achieve the goals, not to ask them to achieve the goals. So we have to go together, make them comfortable, listen to them, and they will follow you. So that's the philosophical things of to being a leaders. And you only can get it when you involve in organizations. When you involve in organizations, it means it will reshape your experience to be a good or better persons. That's all.
All right, Kak. Actually, we ran out of our time, so maybe we pursue the closing statement from the Kak Intan and Kak Faiz. So, Kak Intan can start first for the closing statement.
Okay, everyone. I mean, be be joined. I want to say like it's a good opportunity for everyone who's studying abroad to join PPI Dunia. You can't believe what inside and then what is the like advantages that we are going through inside the OISA. And also the most important thing, it grows you so much. You are will be having the internationally thinking, a global thinking as well. And then the most important thing, you make friends in a very huge amount. So yeah, be active always to join OISA.
Joining us. Don't
Yes.
Yeah.
forget to join when you study abroad. So don't forget to join OISA in your region,
Yes.
in
Yes,
your
sure.
campus. Yeah,
Yes.
like I also start from the campus, Kak.
Sure. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
interesting.
Uh, all right, Kak Faiz. Maybe.
Yeah. Allow me to make a concluding remarks, but also answering one question from Alvin Rosida about disappointment.
Oh
So
yeah.
if you disappoint when you fail to do something, then you have to make other activities that make you fun and forget about your failure. For example, if you like sport, do some sport. If you like watch a movie. And then you have to share your feelings, for example, with your friends, with mentors, and please remember also some of the inspired people that has inspired you, because fail for one time it's normal. Second time is normal. Abnormal is if you never raise up from your failure. So I conclude my remarks, my presentations by quoting one of the sport players. So it's not about the serious things also. Uh, the late Kobe Bryant, he said that if you don't believe on yourself, nobody else will. It means that how can people believe on you if yourself doesn't believe with your capacity, with your confidence, with your knowledge? You have to prove it, then people will believe on you as a leader.
All
That's
right, Kak. Yeah, that's a very inspiring and awesome. That we hope that this our sessions can inspire our friends and benefit for our friends. So I can conclude that as a leader, I agree with both Kak Intan and also Kak Faiz. We need to serve them and show them and hand in hand together to achieve the goals. Especially, we need to involve in the organizations. So, thank you so much, Kak Intan. Thank you so much, Kak Faiz, for your time. Because we run out of time. So,
Norris. Thank you.
yeah, we hope
Yeah,
that we can meet.
thank you.
Yeah, thank you so much, Kak. So,
Thank you,
I will back.
Fatima. Thank you, all the
Yeah, thank you,
audience.
thank you.
It's nice
So
to
guys,
hear from all the participants from around the
Thank
world
you.
one time.
yeah, thank you
It's
See,
so
good.
much, Kak. Yeah.
see you again next
Yeah,
Thank
time.
see you
you
again.
from Happy Dunia.
Thank you so much. So I will give back the time to the moderator, Kak Fauzia.
Okay, for the session is up. I'll say thank you very much to Sister Fatma, and thank you very much to Sister Intan and Mr. Pan for a great presentation. And next, we go to the second session, which will be delivered by Mr. Febri, Overseas Indonesian Student Association Alliance Coordinator, 2010-2012. And then for the second speaker, we have Mr. Zulham Effendi as the Overseas Indonesian Student Association Alliance Coordinator 2012-2013. And I'll give the time to my friend Mr. Muhammad Dafi Iskandar as the second moderator to get next speaker. The stage is yours.
Oke, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam.
Good afternoon, everyone in Indonesia,
Good afternoon.
and good morning, good evening for everyone abroad. So, please allow me to introduce myself. My name is Muhammad Iskandar. I'm a student in Paris in IPA School, a doctoral student in my fourth year. And now, currently, we have two wonderful guests. We have Bang Zulham Elfendi. Hello, Bang Zulham.
Halo, Mas Raffi. Assalamualaikum.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. And we also Bang Febri. Halo, Bang Febri.
Halo, Raffi, apa kabar?
Baik, alhamdulillah. So, Bang Zulham Effendi and also Bang Febri was a former coordinator of the OISSA, or Overseas Indonesian Student Association. Bang Febri was a former coordinator from year 2010 until 2012. And then Bang Zulham Effendi, former coordinator from the year of 2012 until 2013. So, right now, they would like to share their experiences in their own respective specialization, while Bang Febri have the specialization in information and technology, and Bang Zulham has the specialization in horticultural technology. So let us hear more about them. Firstly, we can give the floor to Bang Febri to introduce himself, so to let us know more about himself and his vision and also experience from OISSA to his professional experience and also for the future generation of the Indonesian Student Association.
Iya. Ya, salam buat semuanya. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Apa kabar, Mas Zulham?
Kabar, Mas Febri?
Ya, Mas Davi. Saya ini sebagai koordinator PPI Dunia yang pertama tidak pernah akan bisa dipisahkan dari Mas Zulham. Karena apa? Beliau adalah koordinator PPI Dunia yang kedua. Jadi itulah hubungannya. Artinya setelah Mas Zulham, kami terhubung dengan semua yang lainnya, termasuk tadi secara luar biasa Mas Faiz dan Mbak Intan. Ini rekan-rekan kami yang luar biasa. Saya izin untuk singkat pada jelas, saya akan share dua presentasi dalam bahasa Indonesia. Seperti istilah Mas Sulam tadi, kita ingin mencoba membumikan bahasa Indonesia di pentas internasional. Itu salah satu pendekatan, karena ada beberapa hal yang nanti kita akan lihat dalam presentasi saya. Karena presentasi ini punya beban psikologis yang membuat saya harus menyampaikan sesuatu yang ada di pikiran saya dalam tempo singkat, tentunya mohon dimaklumi jika ada beberapa hal yang terlewatkan. Saya izin mau share screen, boleh?
Silakan.
Oke. Ya. Ini saya share screen yang pertama. Ini mungkin saya mau yang ini dulu ya, tentang ekspertis saya lah. Oke, teman-teman sekalian, ini sudah tampak ya Mas Davi ya?
Sudah.
Jadi kebetulan saya ditugaskan oleh negara ini di Kementerian Pendidikan dan Kebudayaan. Dan saya juga sewaktu mengambil studi saya di Australia, di bidang IT juga dalam konteks saya adalah aparatur sipil negara. Jadi apa yang saya sampaikan sedikit banyak menggambarkan apa yang saya pahami tentang pendidikan tentunya, karena saya di bidang pendidikan, dan kedua IT secara pendidikan. Jadi IT pendekatan ke pendidikan. Jadi bagaimana tantangan dan peluang teknologi informasi dalam pendidikan. Saya awali dengan sebuah data. Tantangan untuk kita semua, data PISA, skor PISA, di mana dari skor PISA yang keluar tahun 2018, tahun lalu diumumkan, bagaimana kita ternyata ada di peringkat paling bawah. Peringkat paling bawah yang rendah ini tentunya menjadi sebuah, kalau dibilang tamparan, ini tamparan buat kita di dunia pendidikan. Tetapi itulah fakta. Untuk reading skill, kita berada di nomor urut 72 dari 77 negara dengan skor hanya 371, sementara rata-rata skor adalah 487 untuk negara-negara di dalam OECD. Itu untuk reading skill. Untuk matematika 379, kita tetap urutan 72 dari 78. Untuk rata-rata 489, nilai kita hanya 379. Untuk science skill, teman-teman sekalian, untuk science skill, skor 396, agak lebih baik, urutan 70 dari 78. Jadi ketiga hal itu membuat kita ini berpikir sebegitu rendah kualitas pendidikan yang ada di Indonesia. Nah, kita lihat kecenderungan globalnya. Kecenderungan bahwa saat ini sedang berlangsung sebuah revolusi industri yang sangat cepat. Kita sudah sejak tahun lalu memproklamirkan kita siap untuk memasuki revolusi industri 4.0. Di satu pihak terjadi perubahan dalam peradaban masyarakat. Harus kita antisipasi sebuah kecenderungan. Yang ketiga, semakin tegas fenomena art kreatif. Jadi di mana-mana memerlukan kreativitas. Jika kita tidak kreatif, imbasnya kita ketinggalan. Di satu sisi, di dalam megatrend tahun 2045 dan berbanyak hal yang sudah disampaikan, saya tidak akan bicarakan lebih khusus, tapi di dalam megatrend ini tersisiplah sebuah megatrend baru, yaitu COVID-19. Bagaimana dunia tidak sempat mengantisipasi ini. Oleh karena itu, kecenderungan global ini harus kita pikirkan. Nah, dalam kecenderungan global itu, ternyata kita juga harus sambil mempersiapkan diri memasuki generasi milenial abad 21. Revolusi industri 4.0, di mana katanya 35% jenis pekerjaan akan hilang pada tahun 2025. Dan akan muncul 65% pekerjaan baru. Yang di belakangnya ini ada embel-embel berbasis TIK. Nah, ini bagi saya adalah sebuah peluang. Bagi teman-teman sekalian ini adalah sebuah peluang. Berikut, bertambahnya kebutuhan politik. Secara teknis, generasi berubah menjadi generasi milenial yang kita katakan Regeneration. Dan ingat, kita di tingkat ASEAN sendiri, kita punya tantangan globalisasi, yaitu ada sekitar 14,2 juta tenaga cakap di sekitar ASEAN yang akan berimigrasi ke depan. Ini tantangan yang pertama. Tantangan kedua, kita lihat data. Pengguna internet sampai dengan tahun 2018 lalu dan 2017 ini, itu ada sekitar 143,26 juta. Jadi ada 140, sekarang 150 jutaan lebih. Di mana ini menjadi tantangan tersendiri buat kita, besarnya pasar yang kalau kita tidak jeli akan dimasuki oleh pihak yang lainnya. Di satu sisi, besarnya pengguna internet ini juga jadi potensi negatif, bahwa ada 16,8%, hampir sekitar 17%, sekitar 25 juta, 24-25 juta pelajar yang berpotensi untuk mengakses konten-konten negatif di media sosial. Ini potensi negatifnya, teman-teman. Kita perlu membangun sebuah landasan yang bagus. Kita perlu membangun sebuah sistem yang baik. Karena baik kita mendapatkan informasi tentang generasi emas 2040, kita Indonesia mendapat bonus demografi. Apakah betul itu kita akan mendapatkan bonus? Bonus akan kita peroleh tanpa persiapan. Nah, salah satu yang saya lingkari di sini adalah literasi digital. Kita memerlukan sebuah literasi minimal untuk masuk ke abad 21, untuk masuk ke tahun 2045, untuk meraih generasi emas 2045 tersebut. Yaitu menurut saya salah satu poin dalam konteks saya, yaitu konteks literasi digital atau teknologi informasi dan komunikasi. Teman-teman sekalian, literasi digital ya secara umum yaitu pengetahuan atau kecakapan untuk menggunakan media digital, alat komunikasi dan sebagainya. Saya persingkat saja. Yang dimanfaatkan secara sehat, bijak, cerdas, cermat, patuh hukum dalam rangka membina komunikasi setiap hari. Nah, ada 8 elemen esensial yang saya kutip dari Beslau. Yang pertama, kulturalnya, yang kedua kognitif, yang ketiga konstruktif, yang keempat komunikatifnya, yang kelima kepercayaan diri, yang keenam kreatif, yang ketujuh kritis, dan bertanggung jawab secara sosial. Akan kita masuk satu-satu, tapi dalam langsung konteks. Nah, siapa yang akan melaksanakan semuanya ini? Peran negara negara membuat suatu konsep yang besar tentang pendidikan karakter. Artinya, percuma siswa-siswa kita pintar tetapi secara karakter buruk. Percuma kita juga punya orang-orang yang berkualifikasi tapi tidak punya perasaan, tidak punya perasaan ke-Indonesiaan. Kita butuh generasi cerdas, generasi emas tahun 2045, kekuatan kita Indonesia. Dan teman-teman, di dalamnya ada tripus pendidikan. Yang pertama yang berperan, sekolah, keluarga, masyarakat. Kalau dibilang sekolah, oke, kita masih bersekolah, tapi kita bersekolah di luar negeri. Yang kedua, keluarga. Apakah di dalam keluarga juga kita menjadikannya sebagai pusat pendidikan? Dalam situasi pandemi sekarang ini, teman-teman mungkin banyak lihat bagaimana tantangan orang tua mengajar anak di rumah yang selama ini diserahkan kepada guru. Yang ketiga, masyarakat. Apakah masyarakat hanya tinggal dengan situasi seperti ini? Tentu tidak. Peran kita, Anda mau berperan seperti Mas Beva, silakan. Tetapi untuk berperan seperti itu nantinya, Anda harus pilih paket dulu. Pilih mana paketmu di ruang guru. Atau peran yang lain yang dilakukan secara institusi oleh lembaga, yaitu Kemdikbud. Ada ruang guru yang harus kita misalnya bayar walaupun dengan diskon 125.000. Ada ruang belajar produk negara, produk bangsa ini yang dapat diakses secara gratis. Saya tidak tahu kenapa akses masyarakat ke ruang guru lebih banyak dibandingkan akses masyarakat ke belajar.kemdikbud.go.id. Ini tantangan kita, teman-teman. Kita ingin menjadi seperti Jack Ma? Bisa, jika memungkinkan. Tetapi, teman-teman, tidak harus jadi Jack Ma atau Belva. Tidak harus. Apa yang teman-teman lakukan saat ini di PPI TV, di PPI Radio, Radio PPI Dunia, dan apa yang sedang kita lakukan saat ini, itu adalah kontribusi kita. Kontribusi yang kita lakukan. Tadi Mas Faiz menyatakan, Mbak Intan menyatakan, nanti Mas Sulham dan teman-teman saya lain, itu adalah kontribusi kita. Itu kita harus nyatakan dan harus kita lakukan. Just do it. Langsung buat saja. Misalnya Anda hanya mampu membuat konten-konten digital yang bisa posting di YouTube, tetapi itu dapat membantu guru-guru, dapat membantu siswa. Itu sangat bagus. Tidak harus jadi Jema, tidak harus jadi Belva. Terima kasih. Itu bagian saya yang pertama. Bisa didengarkan ini, Mas Sulham dan Mas?
Ya.
Bisa ya? Oke. Yang pertama. Saya izin untuk yang kedua kalau boleh, supaya langsung ke tentang PPI Dunia. Jadi bagaimana PPI Dunia? Oke.
Bang Ferry, if I may give some information based on the explanation from the committee, if it's possible, we can use both in English or mixed with Bahasa Indonesia, because we also have international audience.
Okay, no
not
problem.
only Indonesian, yeah. So
Yes.
if it's possible,
Yeah.
thank you.
Yeah. Some of my presentation will be held in English, so you can join with me, and also sometime I will talk in Bahasa. Okay, thank you very much. I will share another presentation. This is presentation about our internal organization. Our internal organization about ini. This is the this is the history of my contribution by when I'm doing my task as a coordinator from 2010 to 2012. Jadi teman-teman, organisasi ini sebenarnya sudah diawali. This organization have been starting for another friend, another group before. Jadi organisasi ini sudah dimulai sejak tahun 2004 kalau tidak salah. Saya hanya menceritakan apa yang versi saya. Bahwa organisasi ini menurut data yang kami peroleh di PPI Australia itu inisiasi sejak tahun 2007. Dan kalau di perjalanan organisasi ini berlangsung di tahun 2010 itu, di tahun 2010 itu dilaksanakan dasar-dasar atau diletak pondasi administrasi Organisasi Perhimpunan Pelajar Indonesia Sedunia. Walaupun namanya waktu itu beragam, ada yang menyebutkan ini sebagai aliansi organisasi PPI dunia yang lainnya, tetapi pada dasarnya yang disebutkan sekarang PPI atau OISSA itulah yang saya maksudkan. Nah, di dalam kapasitas yang bisa saya sampaikan kepada teman-teman, organisasi dimulai pada tahun 2010, diletakkan dasar-dasar organisasi. Karena apa? Nanti saya akan membuktikan kepada teman-teman beberapa hal yang akan saya share kepada teman-teman sebagai bukti otentik. Karena mungkin ini kalau kita tidak kumpulkan, ini akan merupakan dan catatan sejarah peran orang-orang yang terlibat dalam simposium sebelumnya tidak akan terangkum. Nah, sebagai 6 orang pimpinan sidang kala itu, saya pada kesempatan ini menyatakan bahwa kami turut berempati berduka atas kepergian dari rekan kami almarhumah Victoria Sabon dari Permira, yang merupakan salah satu anggota pimpinan sidang pada saat itu. Ada rekan saya Andri Suteja, ada Wikan dari Belgia, serta dari PPI Jepang ada Mas Ananda, dan ada dari PPI Timur. Sepakat waktu itu menandatangani deklarasi Aliansi Pelajar Indonesia Sedunia. Biarkan gambar yang berbicara bagaimana organisasi diinisiasi. Ini adalah pimpinan sidang waktu itu. Saya, Mas Wikan, almarhumah Mas Dadan. Ini juga pimpinan sidang. Nah, ini organizing komitenya dari PPI UK waktu itu yang berbicara untuk menyampaikan beberapa pengumuman. Teman-teman, ini adalah bentuk dokumen deklarasi yang saya maksudkan. Jadi deklarasi Aliansi Perhimpunan Pelajar Indonesia Internasional. Nah, ditandatangani oleh 6 pimpinan sidang pada kala itu. Ini perwakilan delegasi, ada 17 negara. Ini adalah bukti otentik bahwa pertemuan pada saat itu sudah dikonfirmasi oleh 17 negara perwakilan delegasi. Satu keputusan adalah menetapkan berdirinya organisasi, yaitu Aliansi Perhimpunan Pelajar Indonesia Internasional, atau dalam bahasa Inggris disebut Overseas Indonesian Student Association Alliance. Untuk pertama kalinya, koordinator aliansi adalah PPI Australia. Wakil koordinator ini yang saya lupakan sebenarnya adalah PPI Prancis. Ini para pimpinan sidang yang menandatangani keputusan itu, dan untuk pengurusan yang pertama memang sudah ditetapkan dalam sebuah surat keputusan juga. Jadi ini mungkin yang sejarah-sejarah ini harus kita jadikan sebuah buku putih atau buku sejarah bahwa pernah terbentuk sebuah pengurusan untuk pertama kalinya dengan struktur sebagai berikut. Kita membaginya dengan ada 4 bagian. Yang pertama tim organisasi, yang kedua tim konten website, yang ketiga tim membahas untuk persiapan ke SIPPI 2012 yang akhirnya gagal. Yang keempat yaitu tim teknis, aliansi kegiatan internasional yang lainnya. Jadi ada semua. Teman-teman sekalian, yang mendatangi saya dan Mas Ulham adalah kegiatan ini, Indonesian Student World Symposium, ISWS tahun 2012 di Kuala Lumpur. Nah, we have done our part. Keep doing yours. Teman-teman, talking is not doing. It is really a kind of good deed to say well. However, words are not deeds. Terima kasih, itu yang bisa saya sampaikan. Silakan dilanjutkan, Mas Ulham. Terima kasih sekali lagi.
Okay, thank you, Bang Febri. What a wonderful presentation, and we have received some of insights and history of the OISSA, or Overseas Indonesian Student Association. Next, we would like to have the presentation from Bang Zulham regarding his topic and introduction. To Bang Zulham, the floor is yours. Bang Zulham is still muting. Unmute
mic-nya.
Okay.
Terima kasih Mas Dapi. Ya. Salam hormat saya kepada Mas Febri, mentor saya di PPI Dunia. Pada kesempatan ini saya terima kasih kepada kawan-kawan PPI Dunia yang beri ruang untuk kita sharing dan diskusi. Memang seperti kata Mas Febri, kita juga seiring sejalan dalam konteks selain membangun diaspora secara knowledge dan kompetensi dan potensi, kita juga sedang mempromosikan Indonesia dengan berbahasa Indonesia. Dan di beberapa simposium, saya selalu menggunakan bahasa Indonesia juga untuk konteks membumikan dan mengenalkan, walaupun kadang orang paham, kadang nggak paham, tapi bagi kita mengenalkan itu penting, bahwa kita adalah Indonesia. Pada fokus sesi ini, saya diminta bicara tentang teknologi hortikultural, ya, atau teknologi pertanian. Secara prinsip yang perlu kita pahami bahwa penduduk dunia semakin hari semakin banyak, ya, luas lahan semakin sedikit, sumber air juga semakin terbatas, sehingga tekanan-tekanan ini harus berpikir apa yang harus dilakukan untuk proses antisipasi, ya, ketersediaan pangan, ketersediaan makanan di muka bumi ini, ya. Maka selain itu juga harus dipikirkan bahwa teknologi apapun yang akan dilakukan diimplementasikan juga harus memperhatikan lingkungan. Kenapa? Karena lingkungan adalah menjadi tempat kita nantinya juga harus berpikir kehidupan, bagaimana kehidupan ini bisa berjalan dengan baik. Ya. Ada beberapa hal yang hari ini dikembangkan di teknologi pertanian atau hortikultural. Yang pertama itu adalah sistem otomatisasi, robotik, ya, automatization atau otomatis, ya. Kemudian di sini kita pahami dalam proses kehidupan sehari-hari, kadang-kadang kita lihat aktivitas-aktivitas yang kita gunakan ternyata itu bisa diimplementasikan di dunia pertanian, baik dari mulai proses pembibitan, penyiraman, pengairan maupun pemupukan. Ya. Jadi teknologi yang kehidupan sehari-hari itu bisa kita lakukan dan kita implementasikan di perkebunan juga, ya, baik di industri manufaktur maupun yang lain-lain. Kemudian yang perlu kita pahami bahwa perkembangan teknologi hari ini memungkinkan sistem robotik, ya, untuk menjadi bagian untuk membantu para petani meningkatkan produktivitas dalam proses implementasi mulai dari sejak pembibitan hingga proses pemanenan. Jadi machine learning ini sangat berguna dalam implementasi sehari-hari. Kemudian semakin lancarnya informasi, ya, dengan adanya perkembangan internet dan lain-lain, sehingga proses komunikasi informasi ini mengedukasi masyarakat terkait dengan ketersediaan pangan yang higienis, yang sehat, ya, dan keterkaitan juga terhadap produk yang bermutu dan tidak mengganggu lingkungan, sehingga proses kesepakatan internasional mengarah kepada penjagaan lingkungan dengan meningkatkan kualitas produk dari pertanian itu sendiri. Dan ini diimplementasikan di semua bidang. Kalau di bidang persawitan itu ada namanya RSPO dan lain-lain, ya. Dan ada beberapa ISO. Teknologi yang lain yang sedang dikembangkan itu teknologi drone, ya. Drone ini juga sangat membantu para petani atau dalam proses pertanian dalam mengukur, menganalisa, kemudian melakukan proses penyiraman, pemupukan, dan juga penyebaran bibit dan lain-lain. Jadi teknologi drone ini menjadi salah satu teknologi yang prospektif nantinya ke depan dalam meningkatkan industri pertanian. Sehingga pelaksanaan yang berbasis artificial intelligence, ya, atau nanti larinya machine learning dan robotik itu menjadi bagian terpenting dalam pelaksanaan dan peningkatan kualitas produk-produk pertanian. Ini mungkin yang menjadi garis besar yang dapat saya sampaikan terkait dengan Perhimpunan Pelajar Indonesia dalam proses regenerasi kepemimpinannya. Ini memang luar biasa sekali semangat kawan-kawan di luar negeri, ya, sejak pertemuan-pertemuan sebelumnya yang dilakukan oleh kawan-kawan, baik Mas Febri dan Mas Pais juga terlibat waktu itu di Australia, ya, lanjut di London, Belanda, dan terakhir di Malaysia. Dan proses pelaksanaan di Malaysia itulah penguatan dan konsolidasi dari para pimpinan organisasi perhimpunan pelajar Indonesia di masing-masing negara, mengikat diri menjadi satu perspektif yang sama dalam ruang dan dimensi aktivitas berhimpun sebagai pelajar Indonesia untuk membangkitkan konektivitas dan membangkitkan diaspora Indonesia. Ini bagian dari yang terpenting bagi kita semua, sehingga sejarah ini terus berjalan, dan alhamdulillah hari ini Perhimpunan Pelajar Indonesia semakin eksis dan semakin membahana, mudah-mudahan bisa memberikan kontribusi nyata bagi seluruh pelajar Indonesia di Indonesia maupun di dunia nantinya. Saya pikir ini sebagai pengantar Mas Dapi. Silakan Mas Dapi. Saya kembalikan.
Okay. Thank you, Bang Sulhan. What a wonderful presentation. So, Bang Sulhan gave us presentation and information about the robotic or automatization system and the agriculture industry, and also which get our interest is that they're already using drone technology to do the analysis, nurturing, etc. And it's also related to Bang Febri and information technology system, where the technology could be combined with the many things, many vital things in our daily life and also in education. Because the problem is we have low PISA scores in Indonesia, but we also have huge internet market and user. And in order to have the optimization of the technology to, for example, like Bang Suham in the plantations or in the farms industry, they need to have high digital literation and also the education for character, so that they can use the technology into the positive way, not to do the negative way in utilization of the technology. And regarding the history of PP Dunia itself, PP Dunia have been exists for more than 1 decade, from 2007 until now in 2020, and it's growing bigger in more than 57 countries. So for Bang Su and Bang Febri, we have like question for the two of you regarding the PPI Dunia that you have experienced, and also that you have the knowledge and also the implementation that have you done in your professional activity. Firstly, what is the most critical element of leadership that you have acquired from your experience as a student organization member, and especially as the leader of the student organization member of OISSA in your community, like in culture, tradition, rituals, probably OISSA also, and how do you believe it can be implemented in this new era? Because both of you were from the previous 2010 and probably before 2010 and then 2013, and in this new era, what do you think is the most critical elements for that? Probably Bang Febri. Hello. Okay, probably we can go to Bang Zuan first.
Ya, Mas Dapi.
Ya.
Jadi dalam konteks ya implementasi di kaitan sinergi apa yang kita dapatkan secara ilmu pengetahuan di
Mas Davi? Apakah suara saya dapat didengar, Mas Davi?
Iya,
Apakah
sudah dengar
oke?
suara.
Iya. Tadi Mas Sulham mungkin akan melanjutkan karena ini saya lihat sudah cukup baik signalnya Mas Sulham, atau saya dulu? Silakan.
Ya, Mas Febri dulu. Jadi saya sempat terputus.
Oke, jadi dari pemaparan materi saya, baik dari materi tentang penggunaan teknologi informasi, tantangan, serta peluangnya, teman-teman, satu hal yang saya bisa simpulkan adalah let's do our part. A leader have to do the part of his responsibility. Jadi seorang pemimpin harus melakukan tugasnya, not talking only. Jadi kita kebanyakan banyak berargumen. Belakangan saya baru menyadari bahwa kita banyak berbuang waktu di berargumen tanpa melakukan action. Jadi seorang leader, saya bersyukur, beruntung karena selama 2 bulan terakhir ini saya mendapatkan kuliah gratis di Deakin University. Dan topik yang saya ambil adalah tentang leadership, international leadership. Satu hal yang kami peroleh dalam kuliah itu adalah bahwa seorang leadership itu tidak tergantung hanya ada followernya. Seorang leadership itu tidak selalu tergantung kepada punya goal yang sama dengan followernya. Seorang leadership itu tidak selalu hanya karena dia punya konsep. Tetapi ada orang leadership yang tumbuh tanpa menyadari dia adalah seorang leader. Dari hasil polling di lebih dari 3.000 orang yang mengikuti kuliah online ini, teman-teman, saya bisa sampaikan. Pilihan pertama menentukan seorang leader ada jatuh kepada Jack Ma. Jadi Jack Ma dinyatakan sebagai leader internasional oleh pilihan para peserta sekitar 3.000-an orang ini. Oleh karena itu saya bisa sampaikan bahwa apa yang kita lakukan itu adalah action. Seorang leader itu butuh action. A leader need an action, not talking only, not a make concept only. Jadi a leader have to do his part. Jadi itu adalah hal yang bisa saya sampaikan. Banyak kontribusi kita, banyak action kita dibutuhkan oleh Indonesia saat ini. Anda teman-teman yang sedang berkuliah di luar negeri, sekarang waktunya mempersiapkan diri pada saat Anda pulang nanti, action apa yang Anda lakukan. Sewaktu saya kuliah di Australia, saya sering menggunakan sebuah aplikasi yang bernama Gumtree, yaitu jual beli barang. Pulang dari Australia di tahun 2011 akhir, di tahun 2012 sebelum saya ke Malaysia ketemu Mas Sulham, saya berencana membuat aplikasi sejenis Gumtree. Tetapi apa? Terkendala dengan konektivitas. Akhirnya dalam waktu dekat keluar OLX Co-ID. Waktu itu banyak keluar aplikasi-aplikasi seperti itu. Sebenarnya teman-teman, secara teknis saya bisa mengklaim bahwa saya duluan berpikir, tetapi saya lupa bahwa ada orang yang duluan melakukannya. Teman-teman mungkin punya banyak ide seperti Belva, seperti teman-teman di Gojek, Grab dan sebagainya. Teman-teman punya ide-ide bagus seperti itu. Tetapi apa? Ide tinggal ide, tidak pernah terlaksana. Di dunia IT, segala sesuatunya berlangsung sangat cepat, bahkan secara kilat. Oleh karena itu, ide-ide teman-teman, ide-ide kita, apalagi ide-ide pemimpin, harus segera direalisasikan, harus segera dikerjakan, bukan hanya untuk dipolemikan. Kira-kira itu point of view dari saya, Mas Davi.
Okay, thank you, Bang Febri. So the critical part of leadership, based on explanation from Bang Febri, is the leaders need to do their parts, not just to debate. We must do action.
Yes, action.
Okay, so next will be explained by Bang Sulham. The time is yours.
Ya, baik. Makasih Mas Davi, ya Mas Febri. Jadi dalam konteks ini, kaitan dengan teknologi, baik di pertanian, ya, agriculture, dan lain-lain, saya pikir seorang leader itu, a leader is a goal setter. Ya. Jadi kita ini sebagai pimpinan harus bisa membuat target pencapaian, apapun itu, ya, dalam proses mekanisasinya. Jadi kadang-kadang seorang pimpinan bagus, ya, dia tidak akan bagus kalau tidak men-setting apa yang menjadi target dan impiannya. Ya, kita dulu waktu sekolah master ambil doktor juga membuat goal setting. Target kita apa? Di PPI juga kita membuat goal setting. Sehingga dalam proses pelaksanaan hasil itu dapat maksimal. Jadi apa yang menjadi implementasi dari ilmu kita adalah bagaimana kita bisa mewujudkan ini, ya, melakukannya sehingga pencapaian itu punya ukuran-ukuran yang jelas dan sistematis dan terukur. Dan semua itu tidak mesti kita harus melakukan sebagai seorang leader, dan kita udah belajar di organisasi ini adalah bagaimana kita bisa mendistribusikan, mendelegasikan, mengorganisasi, kemudian melakukan proses monitoring evaluasi terhadap pelaksanaan setiap aktivitas-aktivitas yang kita lakukan. Sehingga ilmu yang kita dapat tadi bisa diwujudkan dan memiliki arti, walaupun sekecil maknanya bagi yang lain, tapi ini bisa bermakna bagi orang-orang tertentu. Saya pikir itu, Mas David.
Okay, thank you, Bang Suham. So, Bang Suham give us insight and explanation about critical part of leadership, that leaders need to be a goal setter in order to have a good measurement, to be able to distribute, delegate, and organize their tasks, and to achieve their goal. So, it raised interest in our point of view from both speaker, and we have also second question for them. So, in what ways can we prepare to be Indonesian future global leaders based on our academic background? Because obviously we have different backgrounds, like we have social science, exact science, and probably we have people from the background of arts, background from business, background of cooking, culinary, theater, aerospace, etc. So in order to have the freedom to discuss the factor and aspects relevant to our experience, so what are your suggestions regarding these questions? Boleh, Bang Febri?
Oke. Kalau dari saya jelas ya, bahwa ada begitu banyak, there are so many challenge, so many thing that we can do. Ada banyak hal yang bisa kita lakukan, ada banyak opportunity, there are so many opportunity, ada banyak kesempatan yang kita bisa lakukan di IT. Karena apa? Data menunjukkan negara kita Indonesia pengguna IT terbanyak. Kedua, ada ini, saya mau kasih data yang terkini, bahwa ternyata negara kita itu nomor 1 untuk pengguna VPN. Teman-teman tahu VPN? VPN adalah cara masuk ke suatu jaringan tanpa membutuhkan otorisasi istilahnya. Jadi Indonesia itu ada peluang negatif yang besar yang bisa kita gunakan sebenarnya ke hal-hal positif. Jadi potensi IT di negara kita itu termasuk besar. Tidak gampang untuk menerobos VPN. Tetapi disinilah letaknya. Ternyata kita, karena mungkin terhambat oleh keadaan, jadi ada bottleneck di sini, bahwa kreativitas itu tidak didukung misalnya. Nah, kita bersyukur bahwa di dalam pemerintahan kali ini kreativitas ya mendapat pintu yang cukup lebar. Salah satu tantangan di dunia global yang saya sampaikan dalam materi saya tadi adalah kecenderungan globalnya bahwa yang namanya kreativitas itu semakin jelas arahnya, bahwa creativity is the most important thing in this area. We don't need only a smart person, we don't need that one. We really need the creative one. Jadi kreativitas kita dibutuhkan, dan itu harus segera kita action, harus kita segera lakukan. Dengan kreativitas yang begitu banyak dari teman-teman, saya sangat berharap sekali bahwa teman-teman PPI Dunia selama kuliah di luar negeri, selama melaksanakan tugas-tugas pelayanan di bidang organisasi ini dapat berbuat banyak. Kenapa? Banyak yang sudah teman-teman lakukan tetapi tidak terekspos. Kadang-kadang, Mas Davi, sometimes we need to show our goodwill. Kadang-kadang we need to show our goodwill. Kadang-kadang we need to show our good job. Kita harus menunjukkan ini pekerjaan kita. Because when you keep silent, other people will talk a lot about you. Sometimes we need to do something improper after you have your opinion, after you have your idea. Please realize that. Please do that. Not only argument, not only talking, let's do. Because, the more I say to everyone now, the changing in IT is very, very fast. It's very, very quickly. So we need to do our part this time. Again, every leader have his or her own time. Setiap pemimpin punya waktunya. Pada saat kita diberikan waktu untuk memimpin, just do it. Don't talk about any other purpose. Don't talk about that. Mari kita bicarakan tugas-tugas kita. Saat ini teman-teman punya tugas utama, mensosialisasikan semua sejarah PPI Dunia. Mensosialisasikan bagaimana pendapat para pimpinan PPI Dunia, katakanlah begitu, terhadap sesuatu yang very essential, leadership. Tolong nanti diramu ini, dibuat dalam sebuah konklusi, apakah dalam bentuk buku, apakah dalam bentuk tulisan dan sebagainya. Jadikan ini sebagai sebuah produk. Produk ini akan dikenang terus selama kita mampu mendigitalisasinya, mendigitalkan. Biarkan produk ini langgeng di di internet. Biarkan produk ini bisa di quote. Biarkan produk ini bisa di review oleh orang sehingga sejarah tercatat. Teman-teman, mulai sekarang kita harus shift. Kita harus shift pikiran kita. Tidak hanya berdebat, tetapi keep doing the good thing, keep doing everything. Don't talk only. Terima kasih, Mas Davi.
Thank you, Bang Febri. It was a shocking fact that Indonesia has the number one number of user of VPN, while some of us use it for Netflix actually. And the important thing is that we already have lots of smart people, but we need more creative people.
Exactly.
Because creative people have their own ways and their own methods to realize everything. They can show their good ideas and opinions to other people. And it is also important to show our goodwill and good job. So people will hear from us and we realize that we have like the willing and also the skills to do that. So, and lastly, Bang Ferry also told us to create a product from it, whether it will be tangible or intangible. So people will be able to use it or review it or probably improve it to be better products and to contribute to other people, whether in this time or in the future, probably. And it also depends on their own time, because people have their own time and capabilities. So when you have the responsibility and specific time, you just do it the best way that you could. Okay, thank you. So next, probably Bang Suwon can give us additional information and insight regarding this. We have interesting points of view and explanation. Bang Suwon, the time is yours.
Baik, terima kasih Mas Dapi. Saya hanya menekankan bahwa kita harus existing resource, ya. Artinya kita harus menggunakan seluruh resource yang kita punya. Kadang-kadang kita berpikir, kita nunggu jadi negara adidaya dulu, jadi negara maju dulu, baru bisa berkembang. Kita harus punya dulu internet, baru bisa berkembang. Kita harus punya dulu laptop, baru bisa. Saya pikir ini adalah kegagalan-kegagalan yang diciptakan, ya, dengan banyak alasan, ya, atau kesuksesan yang tidak terwujud karena kita selalu menciptakan alasan untuk gagal. Jadi gunakan segala resource yang ada, nggak usah berpikir bahwa harus punya motor dulu baru bisa jualan, harus punya lahan dulu baru bisa bertani gitu ya. Ternyata sekarang bertani tanpa lahan juga bisa dengan konsep hidroponik, aquaponik dan lain-lain. Ya. Dulu berpikir masalah cuaca, cuacanya di sini kemarau, hujan, jadi agak repot untuk bertanam dan lain-lain. Itu tidak ada alasan tuh, no reason. Artinya bagi kita ke depan, kalau ingin maju silakan gunakan seluruh potensi yang ada dalam diri kita. Bahwa sesungguhnya setiap manusia pasti punya potensi yang bawaan, kemudian kita gunakan resource yang ada untuk mengoptimalkannya. Gitu saya pikir Mas Dapi. Jadi bagi pelajar Indonesia jangan berpikir, waduh susah banget nih kalau sekolah ke luar negeri, harus jadi orang kaya dulu. Enggak. Kenapa? Ternyata banyak juga orang yang tidak kaya bisa sekolah ke luar negeri. Wah susah nih kalau jadi presiden, nggak bisa kalau nggak punya darah biru. Ya siapa bilang? Siapa aja punya kesempatan untuk jadi presiden. Apalagi presiden PPI Dunia kan pasti punya kesempatan. Ya gitu. Jadi silakan aja berjuang semaksimal mungkin. Siapa nyangka Mas Dapi hari ini sampai sekarang, sejak kita ketemu di Malaysia dan sampai sekarang masih ngurusi PPI Dunia. Kan? Itu berarti memang tidak ada batasan ruang dan waktu. Jadi energi kita yang harus kita kembangkan, gunakan dan optimalkan. dengan sistem sekarang atau dengan pandemi hari ini juga memaksa kita untuk melepas dan meretas yang namanya ruang dan waktu, sehingga kita bisa memaksimalkan seluruh potensi dan jaringan dan konektivitas yang ada. PPI Dunia, saya pikir ini kekuatan yang luar biasa, karena ini adalah satu kekuatan pelajar di luar negeri, kemudian terkoneksi satu dengan lain, 45 negara, kemudian dengan segala latar belakang dan budaya, saya pikir ini bisa digunakan sebagai kekuatan yang nantinya memberikan masukan-masukan atau pembaruan-pembaruan untuk menuju Indonesia yang lebih maju, ya, dan lebih sejahtera nantinya. Saya pikir seperti itu. Mungkin batasan awal, tahap awal kita adalah menggunakan seluruh resource kita, ilmu pengetahuan untuk kita sharing ke seluruh stakeholder kita di Indonesia. Saya pikir itu. Terima kasih, Mas Dapi.
Okay, thank you, Bang Suham. So, Bang Suham explained to us that we need to use all of our existing resources.
Yeah.
Indonesia, we have a lot of resources. We also have many challenges that we need to do. But if we refer to developed countries, they also have a lot of challenges, but they do their best because they think that there's no reason that we have limitation with this limitation, also challenges, that we can do more about it. So we need to forcing ourselves to do more and to do well, even though they have many limitations and also challenges, in order to be a better Indonesia, in order to be a better person, in order to be a better organization. So this is a fantastic discussion and also a fantastic conversation. Since we have a little time to conclude our presentation and also discussion, probably we can have closing statement from both Bang Suham and also Bang Febri. Probably Bang Febri first, closing statement for our viewers, online viewers, and also to OISSA members. The time is yours.
Oke, thank you, Davi. Satu hal yang saya mau ingatkan ke teman-teman sebagai mahasiswa Indonesia yang sedang studi di luar negeri, yang bolak-balik ini juga disampaikan oleh waktu itu Menlu dan Dubes. Saya juga terhenyak mendengarkan statement itu, bahwa teman-teman jangan pernah melupakan bahwa teman-teman pada saat kuliah atau studi di luar negeri itu, teman-teman sedang menjadi seorang diplomat mahasiswa. Karena apa? Seperti saya mereview percakapan pertama, bagaimana Mas Faiz bilang bahwa kita kan merepresentasikan negara di luar negeri. Oleh karena itu, waktu teman-teman menjadi seorang mahasiswa Indonesia yang belajar di luar negeri ataupun beraktivitas di organisasi seperti PPI, ya, ingat, teman-teman sedang menjalankan peran sebagai diplomat pelajar atau diplomat mahasiswa. Oleh karena itu, karena fungsi diplomat mahasiswa ini cenderung cair bagi negara-negara di mana kita berstudi dibandingkan para diplomat kita sebenarnya. Oleh karena itu, ada banyak hal mengenai isu-isu dan penetrasi isu itu bisa dilakukan oleh teman-teman dengan mudah, dengan cair kepada negara-negara tempat kita studi. Oleh karena itu, fungsi diplomat mahasiswa ini saya mohon kiranya teman-teman yang ada di PPI ini mulai dikembangkan lebih jelas lagi. Tidak sekedar konsep, tetapi gunakan fungsi teman-teman sebagai pengurus PPI Dunia, pelajar Indonesia yang sedang studi di luar negeri, untuk benar-benar menjadi diplomat mahasiswa. Karena secara resmi pemerintah kita pun susah untuk melakukan tugas-tugas diplomasi. Sama seperti Mas Sulham di Malaysia, saya di Australia waktu itu. Bagaimana pemerintah setempat jika mendengarkan organisasi seperti kita, itu dengan mudahnya memberikan fasilitas. Dibandingkan jika itu ditanyakan langsung oleh otoritas diplomasi yang sebenarnya. Sekali lagi, ini kekuatan yang harus saya sampaikan kepada teman-teman. Kedua, di bidang IT, sekali lagi teman-teman, Indonesia banyak potensi, Indonesia banyak SDM yang handal di bidang IT. Tetapi SDM kita sekarang sibuk berperang di dunia maya untuk mempertahankan konsep-konsep politik satu sama yang lainnya. Jika teman-teman orang IT Indonesia pulang ke Indonesia, jangan ikut-ikutan. Mari kita bangun negara ini, kita bangun Indonesia dengan konsep IT yang nyata. Sesederhana apapun konsep IT yang kita punyai, masuklah ke peluang-peluang bisnis industri kreatif yang sangat lebar terbuka itu. Jangan tunggu seperti Mas Ula bilang, jangan tunggu untuk menjadi orang besar, lakukan what can you do. do something, what can you do? Jangan terlalu berpikir terlalu tinggi, sekali lagi, let's do it teman-teman. Mari kita lakukan, langsung implementasikan apa yang Anda dapatkan selama studi di luar negeri, langsung jalankan. Siapa tahu Anda menjadi Jack Ma berikutnya, siapa tahu Anda menjadi Belva yang lainnya. Tetapi teman-teman, tidak harus jadi seperti Jack Ma, tidak harus. Tidak harus jadi seperti Belva. Cukup jadi seperti Mas Ulham, cukup jadi seperti Davi Iskandar, cukup jadi seperti saya yang bekerja di kementerian, mengunjungi daerah-daerah, melakukan pelatihan-pelatihan IT terhadap guru-guru. Minimal itu adalah kontribusi kita buat bangsa ini. Just my 2 cents. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, Bang Febri. Next, closing statement from Bang Sulam. The time is yours.
Ya, baik, terima kasih Mas Dapi. Di akhir sesi ini saya ingin menegaskan bahwa yang pertama, PPI Dunia harus terus bergerak. Kenapa? PPI Dunia kalau bergerak pasti akan mengundang keberkahan. Artinya banyak yang akan menerima manfaat PPI Dunia. Itu yang paling penting. Jadi jangan stagnan, berhenti, beraktivitas saja, biarkan orang menilai apa hasilnya. Yang kedua, saya pikir untuk ke depan PPI Dunia harus memiliki ikhtiar yang lebih banyak lagi, ya. Berproses terus, masalah hasil kita serahkan aja kepada Allah SWT untuk menentukannya. Tapi terus kita berproses. Terima kasih Mas Dapi, ini dapat sampaikan.
Thank you, Bang Suham and Bang Febri. It's wonderful discussion, wonderful presentation, and wonderful insight from both of them. So we already have go to the end of our session. But firstly, I would like to give information about the donation from the OISSA, bergerak melawan COVID-19, or the hashtag of fight against COVID-19. You can give your donation to the OISSA. You have the information here and the text line, and also you can check for more information. You can check the social media of OISSA, also the website of OISSA. Thank you very much for Bang Zuham and Bang Febri. So see you next time, probably in other online event or offline events. And I will return my time to the Master of Ceremony. Thank you. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam, salam sejahtera untuk kita semua. Sukses selalu PPI Dunia.
Sukses selalu. Salam mahasiswa.
Okay, thank you very much for all speakers and moderator and the viewers who were willing to attend this event from the beginning to the end. And before we close our event today, I would like to inform you one time again that we are also raising fund for COVID-19, especially for our medical team who are at the forefront to against the COVID-19. If you want to contribute, please revert to the bank account number or scan the QR code shown on your screen. And thank you very much for all of you who has contributed to the nation. See you in the next event. Bye. Thank you.